Welcome back, COK lovers. It's your boy Daydreams, and today I'm going to show you guys how to properly reinforce. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about this, and it's a pretty important question because a lot of people don't know if you should just send defensive troops or mix defensive and offensive, but you know, there's a lot of different variables when you're sending reinforcements. So right now we have this fool sitting in the middle of our hive. Someone let a farm random teleport, and this guy snuck into our hive. Normally he would have to march 20-30 kilometers, and that would give us time to actually send a properly layered march. So it depends on how far the reinforcing castle is from you. So if you're in a defensive stance, first thing you're going to want to do is you want to go to your preset marches, and you're going to set 2 marches here. And if you have 3 or more, it's even better. So I'm going to have to reset this from the attack, because normally I put my 3rd and 4th marches for defense, but since I normally have this one as attack, but since you guys might only have 2, I'm just going to set 2 for you guys. So the first one is if someone is close to you. So of course you're always going to want to have a lot of frontline berserker or T7 guard or T6 noble swordsman. You're going to have a lot of knight as well. You know, close to 50% of your lair is going to consist of these 2 troops. Now, you want these defensive archers, the marksmen. They're really good defensive archer. They counter pikemen, so that's a really good thing. So that way your horses can do more damage to them. And then, if they're really close, you can add some siege tower. But I'm talking if they're within, like, right next to you. If they're right beside you, send siege tower. If they're not right beside you, send no siege towers. So instead, you're going to mix in just a few of the trebuchet, T10, T8, T7, depending on your castle size. And then just mix in a couple, crossbowmen, mix in a couple halberdier, and mix in a couple cavalry archer as well. And that will top off your layer. So it's going to consist of your defensive swordsman, T10, T7, T6, your defensive knight, T10, T8, T6, and your defensive archer, T10, T8, T6. That's what your main layer is going to consist of, especially the frontline berserker and divine knight. They're really good troops. And then the rest is going to be, you're going to mix in these offensive troops as well, but just a few of them, not too many. The strike archer are decent at defense, the halberdier are decent. You're just going to put them in there for the layer composition, but it's mainly going to consist of the defensive units. So you're going to save that. Okay, then you're going to go to your second layer. This one's very, very easy. If you can set more layers, I can show you some others, but for your second layer, this is very easy. This is for anyone that is over like 10 or 15 kilometers from you, and this is a very easy one here. So let me get this set to 0. I gotta find what else is in here. Okay, this is a rainbow layer where it has a bunch of small troops in it, so that way they don't very annoying. So that way, you know, the smaller troops die and the bigger troops don't die. You can always mix in the little troops, and that's for attacking. This is a defense layer. So this is mainly for cavalry. So you're going to send about 75% knight and 25% cavalry archer. Now I have a few more knight than I do cavalry archer, so I can go a little heavier, but that's just for knight. So let's say if Thunder, in my situation, right here he is, let's say he's going for Todzilla, so it's like in between us. Now I could normally, if it's beforehand, I'll send layer 1. So you just hit your layer, it's a 30-second march. But if I'm in a rush and he's sending his march, and if he's sending siege, it's going to take him, you know, like 45 seconds. I can just click, boom, boom, I have my layer already set. It's going to take 16 seconds to get there. And if you want to get real tricky with him, you can hit that 16 seconds when he's about 6 seconds away. Hit reinforce, 2, and then hit that speed button, and then just smash these speed ups, and you can get there in about 1 second. So he has no time to instant recall, and you eat his march. This is how you take down a big player. And if you have 4 or 5 people doing this on a whole embassy this big, 440,000 plus the troops he has, you're going to kill a lot of troops. This is a great way to trick people. Now, if you're a smaller castle, remember, you just use the smaller troops. Like for the Berserker, just use T7 guard and use less of them. It's the same thing as if you're using, I could do the same layer with a level 16 castle, 19 castle, 22 castle, 26 castle, it does not matter. But you know, if they're close to you, like right beside me here, remember that you can mix in these siege tower, which are really good. They shield and protect your berserker or your guard. But remember that if you're only like a 16 castle, or if you don't have the T9 yet, if you're a 16, 19, 22, it's not worth putting in the T6 Demolisher. They're just not quite good enough to really do much. So it's not worth the time, the extra time it takes for them to march. So do not worry about sending them. But the instant reinforce is how I've killed many of Thunder's troops. I've shed millions of power off of Thunder just by myself, by putting a lot of speed ups into my marches when he was attacking people. So another thing you can do to protect your hive, this is about, you know, defensive layering, but also protecting your hive, is you see all these big castles that are shielded. We have big castles shielded, big castles shielded, big castles shielded, big castles shielded. If every one of your big castles each send out 5 marches, big castles shielded, instead of gathering resources, if they gather with their farms and everyone sends out, you know, at least their hospital capacity, so like 3 marches, then you can all fill up people that can't bubbles Hall of Wars. So let's take for example Bugs Bunny. He's not shielded, but he can hold 410,000 troops plus his troops. If everyone sends, you know, 3 marches out to people like this that do not have shields, then Thunder really can't do anything. He can just sit here and harass us and hit farms. Make sure you guys always keep your farms empty, have depots. Don't feed the enemy. You know, if you're not going to keep your farms empty, you have to stay on them. You do not want to feed the enemy. That's the last thing you want to do. So if the enemy is hitting your allies' farms, scout those farms and take the resources that the enemy can't. That's the last thing you want to do, is feed someone to Prestige 5. So make sure that you're always checking for the farms. Now, another mistake that people make when reinforcing is they don't put their buffs on. Remember, it goes by your buffs, not the castle that you're in's buffs. So when you're reinforcing, even if it's like overnight, make sure you turn these buffs on. Defensive buff especially, but also put the attack buff on. It does help. So make sure you put those on when you're protecting someone. And if you're someone that isn't shielding, if you can, try to get a defense buff from the store or buy one with gold. That's a great way to get, you know, to protect your castle. Another thing that you can do, this is a little trick. You can find someone with a, you know, with a smaller castle where they can send out all 5 marches or 4 marches, and then have a lot of resources inside and bait the enemy. Like Thunder, say if he's coming after Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny has 100 billion wood. Have Bugs Bunny send out all 5 marches, and then when he sends his 5 marches to go take it, when he gets about 5 or 6 seconds away, have everybody speed reinforcements to the castle, and then also instant recall from Bugs Bunny. This takes great communication. If you're in an alliance where you can really communicate, have Bugs Bunny instant recall, and then have everybody in the alliance start scouting the enemy. And what this will do is it will lag him just enough to where he cannot recall his 5 marches, and you can make him lose 5 marches like that. This is a great tactic. If you guys are able to pull it off, please let me know in one of my video comments. I would love to know if this would work for anyone. We've halfway pulled it off. We've killed a couple marches this way. The enemy actually did something similar to Nightcrow. When Nightcrow was savaging their hive he sat there for a month straight. Let me find Nightcrow. He's over here. He's one of the samurai savages that always loves to sit in their hive and smash them. But he's been under a bubble for a while now. But this he's actually a monster. Those 44 million kills, he had these back when Thunder and them had, like, you know, 30 million. He hasn't done any killing since, really. He's been just sitting around stocking up power. But this guy's actually a beast. Nightcrow's a beast. You can send him a message, say, Daydream said you're a beast, and he is a beast. Say, send this guy a message, Nightcrow, say, we want to see the crow fly. Say, I want everyone to put like hashtag call. He'll know what that means. he doesn't speak English, but if you say hashtag call, C-A-W, I'll put it on the screen right now, Nightcrow will know what you mean. We need Nightcrow being a savage again, because this guy's a killer. He's just been sitting here eating all these farms, but that guy's a killer, and I hope he gets to Prestige 5 too soon, because that guy is an absolute monster. But back to the defense, I just don't want to miss anything. One thing that you can do to keep the enemy out of your hive, so that way you got time to respond, is see these turrets. Whenever someone teleports out of your hive, put a turret in their place. Camps don't work. Camps can be killed, but if you put a turret down, they can't do anything. So that's how we take up spaces. If you look around the LOK hive, you will notice that all the gaps should be filled by turrets. See, like right here, when someone teleports out, we put turrets in their place, so that way the enemy cannot teleport in. And you can rebuild a turret really quickly, so it's not like it's you know, not doing its job. You can rebuild it in 5 minutes if you put enough troops inside. But that's a good way to keep gaps filled. Like, there should have been a turret placed there instead of here, because but I'm sure at the time that iron mine or mithril mine wasn't there, so this was a gap as well. But someone just let a farm random teleport. But this is a really good way to protect your hive, guys. I hope you guys take into effect the turrets, because that's the best way to, because you never really have too many people teleporting out of the hive at once. You know, if it's a kill event, you just have to, you know, take turns, but it's the best way. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Painkiller hitting a farm. Painkiller's a beast too. He is from Korea. You can see the flags. We have a lot of Korean members, Japanese members, Turkish members. We have some Indonesian. We have members from everywhere. But yeah, guys, that's another way to do it. Another thing you can do for defense, this is just an all-round defensive guide. I'm trying to put together everything, and I'm doing this in one cut. I'm not, you know, cutting in different things. Send someone with a big Hall of War, like me for instance, to your Alliance tower. So ours is right here. So if you put in someone with a big Hall of War, these have a high defense. You get like a defense bonus when your troops are inside these towers. So if you put someone with a big Hall of War, even if they only send one troop, you can put everyone who can't shields troops inside here, or anyone who wants to put over capacity, because you should always leave one march home, so that way you can't just get farmed by a small castle. But it's better than getting zeroed. If you put, you know, 2 million troops inside this tower, the enemy's not going to rally it. If they rally it, they're going to lose way more than if they hadn't rallied, so it's really not worth rallying. Let me think of anything else for defense before I get you guys out of here. That's pretty much it that I can think of for now. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the description. But I appreciate you guys for watching all of my videos. The support lately has been going out of control. We're almost halfway to 6K right now. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the video. When you guys share the videos, it means a lot, because that gets it out to a lot of new people. I have the video up on the official Clash of Kings channel. I'll leave that link in the description as well. And if you guys want to donate in the streams, or if you just want to support me in general on Patreon, I'll leave that link in the description as well. It's like a website that YouTubers and streamers use to connect with their viewers, and you know, there's a donate option as well on there. So I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video later tonight. Peace.